It's time to commence the semi-finals of the secondary bracket in the Johto True Power Tournament to determine who will move on one step closer to getting the chance to challenge the main bracket champion for the overall grand final. Last time we witnessed the very crowning of that interim champion as Silver took on Gym Leader Bugsy in an immensely strategic and highly intelligent match that truly demonstrated just what each trainer was capable of and how adept they are at battling. But only one could claim the crown. Today we'll be witnessing an undoubtedly powerful battle as Elite Four Karen of the Indigo Plateau takes on Gym Leader Jasmine of Olivine City. Karen returns with her mono dark-type team, which is really going to have to utilize its offensive prowess to great effectiveness against Jasmine's team, while pivoting well with its defensive core in Umbreon and Vileplume. Jasmine, on the other hand, is really going to have to wear down Karen's team steadily throughout the battle and never give Karen the chance to take momentum, because as we've seen, that can be a scary ordeal. Our producers have given us the go-ahead, so let's head down to the arena for this semi-final match. It's showtime. We've got Elite Four Karen of the Indigo Plateau versus Jasmine of Olivine City. Jasmine's going to start off the battle with her Skarmory, a very bulky lead from her. Skarmory is a force to be reckoned with. It is a specially defensive variant, and Karen's sending out the Gengar actually. So Gengar won't actually be able to do too well against Skarmory here. So yeah, Karen is going to switch out from the Gengar into the Houndoom right away. One of her signature Pokemon, that is for sure. And the Houndoom is arguably one of the scariest Pokemon for Jasmine's entire team. The Skarmory will get off the Stealth Rocks though, always a valuable hazard move to have on the field. But now Jasmine is going to withdraw from the Skarmory, realizing how scary of a position she's in and sending out the Empoleon, perhaps the one thing that might be able to deal with Houndoom relatively well, but the Houndoominite activating. This will mean that we have a Mega Houndoom prominent on the field. Now Mega Houndoom should be able to still do a decent amount of damage on Empoleon, going for the Dark Pulse. Perhaps Karen did not know what Jasmine could possibly switch into, and that was a critical hit, so that is going to activate Empoleon's Citrus Berry actually. That critical hit was actually a bad thing. Wow, what a start to this battle. We've already got a Mega on the field. It will be withdrawing though in favor of the Vileplume. Vileplume is a very, very good way for Karen to deal with Empoleon, of course, but the Stealth Rocks will do a little bit of damage. Empoleon going for a Scald now. Hopefully, if the burn can hit, that might help out Jasmine a little bit, but no burn on the Vileplume. Vileplume getting a little bit of recovery, too, from his Black Sludge, and now all of a sudden, Jasmine does have to withdraw. Does not really have a good way to deal with that Vileplume, except for the Skarmory, perhaps. The Skarmory is a very good way, but the Vileplume going for Sleep Powder, but it missed! Oh no! The Sleep Powder missing on the Skarmory. That would have been a crucial move, because now the Skarmory can go for Brave Bird. That is stab and super effective on the Vileplume. Vileplume is specially defensive, not physically defensive. Oh, it does survive though with 30 HP. Just barely surviving is the Vileplume, and now going for the Strength Zap. Oh, that is a key play there by Karen. This is a good setup. Now the Skarmory actually will lose some attack, and the Vileplume going, oh, huge recovery actually. So this is key. Now the Skarmory won't be able to do as much damage as it did last turn. And all of a sudden, combined with the Black Sludge, the Vileplume is getting a lot of health back. This is actually a little bit dangerous. Jasmine now going for the Brave Bird, trying once again. Although you reckon this might do even less damage this time. Let's find out. Yes, the Vileplume actually tanking that really well now, and the Skarmory is getting recoil damage here too, so this is not too good at all. Strength Zap again! Unbelievable! You wouldn't expect that a Vileplume would be able to deal with a Skarmory this well, but it is really doing a good job here. Both parties, of course, do have ways to get recovery here, but the Skarmory is getting hurt by that recoil, whereas Vileplume is doing nothing but staying about the same health here, while lowering the Skarmory's attack, of course. Now, the lower the Skarmory's attack, the less recovery the Vileplume does get from Strength Zap, of course, but here comes another Brave Bird on the Vileplume, and Vileplume just tanking it better and better each turn. This is unbelievable. Now the Sleep Powder! Oh, and it lands this time. The Skarmory is now asleep and has a very lowered attack, so Jasmine is almost pretty much required to switch here, but it all depends what she has to deal with the Vileplume. Anything that she switches in is going to have a tough time with Vileplume, to be honest, looking at her team. Jasmine withdrawing the Skarmory indeed, and going into the Magnezone now. Now, Magnezone does not have the greatest attack stat, so is perhaps the best thing she can send in, but it is a special attacker. Here comes the Strength Zap. A special attacker couldn't do much on Vileplume at all. Vileplume is Karen's special wall, actually, even though it does have a good physical defense too, and Vileplume almost restoring all of its health, even with the Magnezone on the field. So now we'll have to see what Jasmine wants to go here. Going for the Flash Cannon here. That is a stab attack. Magnezone does have a very good special attack, and it still does a decent amount of damage on Vileplume. Oh, the special defense drop on the Vileplume, that is key. Oh, Jasmine being afforded some fortune here. The Vileplume's special defense will be lowered now, so all of a sudden, she has kind of turned the tables. The air balloon on the Magnezone will be popped, so it will be 4 times weak to ground type moves, but that is kind of irrelevant in this situation here. Magnezone now going for the hidden power. Oh, is that a super? That is a super effective move, bringing Vileplume down to 36 HP, maybe HP Fire or HP Ice perhaps. And now all of a sudden Vileplume is not going to get much recovery at all from that Strength Sap. Of course, the Black Sludge coming into effect here too, but that special defense drop was brutal because Karen can't switch in anything to this Magnezone at all. Not in the slightest, and now the Vileplume going down. There was nothing that Karen could have really safely switched in to a Flash Cannon from a Magnezone, of course. But now the Houndoom coming back out on the field. The Mega Houndoom getting hurt by Stealth Rocks a little bit. And now Jasmine is in a very, very scary position. She has nothing to switch into that. She is going to sack the Magnezone, it looks like. Yes, the Flamethrower absolutely tearing through that Magnezone. Would have teared through probably anything on her team, especially with 2 turns in a row, because that Houndoom is fast. But now, all of a sudden, Jasmine sending out her signature Pokemon, her Steelix. Now, it is a specially defensive variant, and it does have the Steelixite. That is a new addition to her team. Now, Mega Steelix is prominent on the field against Mega Houndoom. We've got Mega versus Mega action going on here, and now the Mega Houndoom going for Flamethrower on it. Will it survive that, though? Oh, it does! Amazingly enough, it does, and is able to go for the Earthquake. Now, Karen didn't really have a choice there, because Steelix otherwise walls almost her entire team completely, so she had to get some big damage on it. Mega Houndoom going down. An unbelievable situation there, and now Karen can perhaps pick up some momentum. Weavile will outspeed, but those stones are doing some big damage on her team. Let's see what the Weavile can go for here. Knockoff might be a good idea, but it also does have the low kick. That is undoubtedly going to take down Mega Steelix. That thing is a heavy Pokemon, and that's what low kick's damage does actually operate on. So now the Ferrothorn coming out on Jasmine's side of the field. Now, the Ferrothorn is another big threat, just like Mega Steelix, for Karen's team. It'll be interesting to see how she deals with it. She is going to switch into her Umbreon, so we've got some kind of wall versus wall action going on here. Ferrothorn going for the Thunder Wave on the Umbreon, perhaps predicting the switch and realizing, you know what, Paralysis is going to be very useful on that Umbreon, but the Umbreon does have the Synchronize ability, so that will paralyze the Ferrothorn right back. All of a sudden, we have 2 walls on the field that are both paralyzed. This is a dangerous situation for both teams, really. It'll be really interesting to see what happens. The Umbreon is going to be paralyzed, though, and Ferrothorn gets a free turn with the Gyro Ball, doing a decent chunk of damage, but not much after the leftovers on the Umbreon. Umbreon is very physically defensive, that is for sure. Umbreon getting paralyzed again, though. Not able to move at all, whereas the Ferrothorn just has free reign, apparently, going for another Gyro Ball, bringing the Umbreon almost to about half, but the leftovers, of course, bringing it back up to about 2/3. So now, all of a sudden, we have to see what Umbreon is trying to go for here. The Foul Play. Let's see how much damage this does. Ferrothorn does have a good attack, and yes, doing a decent amount of damage, but the Iron Barbs will hurt the Umbreon. Oh, in addition to the Rocky Helmet. That is not good. Karen perhaps not anticipating that. Another Gyro Ball, and the Umbreon. Oh, a critical hit. The Umbreon is getting absolutely eaten alive out there. This Ferrothorn is a monster, not caring about that paralysis at all. Umbreon going for the Wish here. Karen perhaps hoping that the paralysis will actually take effect, but no! The Gyro Ball taking down the Umbreon, not able to get the Wish off in time, could have perhaps protected. But that Umbreon getting paralyzed like crazy. And now the Weavile coming back out on the field. Now Weavile is in a dangerous position here. It will be able to go for something like the low kick, which should do a decent amount of damage, but not enough on the Ferrothorn. Perhaps Karen is just going all in, really hoping for that paralysis, doing a good chunk of damage there. But the Iron Barbs again, and the Rocky Helmet, what a setup on that Ferrothorn. Absolutely insane, and the Ferrothorn did get paralyzed here. Ferrothorn paralyzed to the Weavile now. Oh, the Wish! The Wish came back! Oh my word, Karen! What a play! A brilliant strategy! Very dependent on the fact that the Ferrothorn did get paralyzed, but it came through. What a clutch paralysis! At least it did come through at a good time. And the Ferrothorn going down. Weavile all of a sudden would have been taken out by the recoil from the Rocky Helmet and the Iron Barbs, but the Wish came through, allowing it to survive, and now it can go for the low kick. Empoleon survives though, and is able to go for the Scald. This should be able to take out Weavile from that range. Yes, it does. That was a critical hit, but I reckon it would have taken out that Weavile anyway. Empoleon does have max special attack here, and now the Gengar coming out on the field will be able to revenge kill that Empoleon quite easily, one would reckon. Did get hurt by the Stealth Rocks a little bit, and now the Shadow Ball on the Empoleon should do a good amount of damage on any of Jasmine's remaining Pokemon. Of course, will take out the Empoleon with ease. And now the Gengar is a threat to behold here, because Jasmine's Skarmory, don't forget, it is asleep. It is a specially defensive variant, so perhaps we'll be able to tank an attack. But it all depends, can it wake up and go for the Brave Bird? Here comes the Shadow Ball. Yes, it does survive. Gets the special defense drop. Not a big deal from this range, of course, but the Skarmory is asleep. That is key. Oh no, that Skarmory is in danger right now. Jasmine as a whole is in danger, to be honest with you. She's only got one Pokemon remaining after Skarmory, so here comes Gengar with the Shadow Ball yet again. That will be the end of the Skarmory. Skarmory trying to put in some good work, but getting walled by a Vileplume of all things. Karen's team is just insane, and here comes the Excadrill. Now, Excadrill does not have the Sandstorm speed boost, so Gengar will be able to go for something maybe like the Focus Blast. No! Going for the Shadow Ball is Karen. I don't think that'll kill. No! The Excadrill survived! And here comes the super effective Earthquake! Oh, that will undoubtedly take down the Gengar. Now all of a sudden, this is a 1v1 battle. Now Karen does have the Honchkrow in the back. Perhaps what she was planning on doing here, let's see. Excadrill getting hurt by the Life Orb a little bit there. Perhaps Karen didn't want to go for the Focus Blast in case she missed, because that would cost her the entire battle. But now the Honchkrow will be able to go for the priority Sucker Punch to take out the Excadrill. What a play by Karen towards the end, playing it very safe and very securely, making sure to not go for something like Focus Blast, which could have costed her the match, going for the Shadow Ball, sacking the Gengar to ensure that she could go for the Sucker Punch at the end against the Excadrill, which might have very well outspeeded her otherwise. Man, oh man, what a battle that was. A very strategic, very intelligent battle on both sides of the field. Karen winning 1-0 and will be moving to the finals of the losers bracket. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss the next matches. Before we go, I'd like to thank the patrons who are making this tournament possible. If you guys want to help further this series' potential and support it, the link to my Patreon page will be in the description below. That's all for this one. This has been SilphSpectre, and I'll see you guys next time for more True Power.